Hi, I'm Maddie, and this is my 2024 Teaching Fellows application. For the first question of how I would describe myself in 3 words, I would say determined, social, and loyal. For determined, I will always put in my 100% effort into any situation or problem that I'm in. I think it is so important knowing that you can look back on something and know that you gave your all and you know that you did everything that you could have to be as beneficial as possible. For social, I try to talk and create connections with anybody around me, any setting that I'm in. I will talk to as many people as possible. I think it is so amazing having connections and understanding with people with different personalities, different backgrounds, everything, because you never know when you may need those people later on in your life or what connection you just happen to make that could be so important to you later down the road. And then for loyal, any belief that I have or any relationship that I'm a part of, I think it is so important to stick by that and to stand up for anything because there's a reason that you have that friendship or that connection with somebody. And there's a reason that you have that belief, and I think it is important to never give up on that and to always stick by it and try to stay true to yourself and try to stay true to that reasoning. For the second question of how I stay positive amongst challenges, I think it is simply just the fact that nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. I think whether it comes to school settings, if it's an assignment, it will always have a due date. If it's like a project, anything like that, like it'll always come to an end. And then if it comes to like your home life, everything, any sort of like grief, like any situation like that, like you'll find a way to heal. It will not affect you for the rest of your life the way that it is in this certain time frame. You're not always going to feel the way that you do. And I think it is so important to remember that because it's very hard if you continue to dwell in a certain feeling because then you will continue to feel it as long as you're letting yourself feel it. So that's what I tell myself to get over some challenges is that it's not permanent and it won't last forever. For the third question of what a teacher should do to foster people with different backgrounds or foster understanding is simply just be a listener, be a person that other people know that they can come to or that your students know that they can come to get just that any emotion, any situation they're going through, if they need to talk it out, you're somebody that they can do that with on a professional level. I think it is so important to just be a listener and like if they ask for advice, you can give advice, but I think a lot of times kids do care a lot to just have somebody that they know will listen to them and have that sympathy for them when they need it. So I think that is important for a teacher to have to understand people of different backgrounds. Even if they can't relate, they can still be welcoming and supportive. For the fourth question of what I think it means to be a professional teacher in a classroom, I think having that boundary between having your connections with your kids and being that support system for them in their personal lives, but then also knowing that you are there for their academic lives, and that is most important as your role as a teacher. You are there to help them progress with academics. You're there to help them learn more every single day. And you yourself as a teacher should also be learning every single day how to communicate with your kids and the different strategies that you should be able to use so that way what you're teaching them is actually getting to them and that they're understanding it. So I think having that line of being a welcoming person, being someone that they can come to with any situation, but also knowing that you're there as a teacher, you're there as an educator, and your role is to teach and to educate and to help them progress academically with any struggles that they might have. And then finally, who my favorite teacher was my third grade teacher, Mr. Marquis. The qualities that he possessed that I would love to create into my own classroom would be he truly had me waking up every single morning like wanting to go to school simply because I knew that he wanted to be there as well. I knew that he wanted to be our teacher. He had a connection with every single kid in my class. He made every single kid there feel wanted. He made sure that each of us knew that it was okay to not be okay some days, and that he was our number one advocate, academically. He understood every single student and how they learned and what would help them learn. And I think I would love to recreate that in my own classroom, because being such a big support system academically is just as important as it is emotionally. And I think being able to know how to teach the kids in certain ways that might not apply to all of them, but will apply to certain ones, is so important, because it allows them to want to be in the classroom, knowing that they will be able to learn every single time that they're in there. And then what excites me about becoming a teacher is, again, just having those connections with my kids and knowing that I will be a role model that they can look back upon, and wanting to be somebody that they can remember and want to be like, and having characteristics in their lives that help them progress emotionally and academically. I just want to be somebody that is there to support, and somebody that has helped them do better with any aspect of their life. And I think some qualities and characteristics that makes me a fantastic candidate and an effective teacher is that I am very supportive, I am very understanding, I make very good connections with everybody. Again, I'm very sociable, but I also do have a very big sense of professionalism, and I do know what it takes to be a teacher, what it can take to be an educator, and what my role is as a role model in a classroom is. And I will put forth all effort that I have towards that. So, thank you for listening.